Hello everyone, my name is Vimal Raj. I'm a lecturer from GEMS Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar, from Mechanical Department. So today we are going to discuss on the unit number 5, that is solid waste management, and this is lecture number 19. And the topic that we're going to discuss today is soil pollution, and this is from the subject called environmental and pollution control, and the subject code is 1625503. So the contents for today's lecture will be what is soil pollution, what is soil chemistry, and what are the causes of soil pollution. So first of all, what is soil pollution? Soil pollution is defined as the presence of toxic chemicals, example like pollutants or contaminants, in soil in high concentration to pose a risk to human health and to the ecosystem. In case of the contaminants which occurs naturally in soil, even when their levels are not high enough to pose a risk, soil pollution is still said to occur if the levels of the contaminants in soil exceeds the levels that should naturally be present. So basically soil pollution is nothing but the contaminant or the toxic chemicals that are present in the soil which impose a risk to the human health and for the ecosystem. So these things are called as soil pollution. So there are types, like in case of the natural contamination, we cannot do anything. But if it is happening artificially, means it's a problem and which has a high risk. This is an example. This soil is being totally polluted. You could see around the areas. It is fully surrounded with the garbages. So when the garbages is always stays in the soil, what happens is it really kills the soil fertility, and whatever the minerals that is present in the soil, which will be totally uh, killed, and this soil will be like a non-usable soil. Even if you plant trees, you cannot bear the fruit. So that is a problem out of it. Next one is the soil chemistry. So environmental soil chemistry is paramount to predicting the fate of the contaminants as well as the process by which they are initially released into the soil. So once a chemical is exposed to the soil environment, myriad chemical reactions can occur that may increase or decrease the contaminant toxicity. So basically it is nothing but we have to find when this contamination is started. So what is the level of contaminations, whether it could be recovered or not. So all these things will be coming under the soil chemistry. The study of the soil, this, this the chemical changes that happens in the soil. So these reactions includes absorption, desorption, precipitation, polymerization, dissolution, completion, and oxidation reduction. These reactions are often disregarded by scientists and engineers involved with environmental remediation. Understanding these processes enable us to better predict the fate and the toxicity of the contaminations and provide the knowledge to develop scientifically correct and cost-effective remediation strategies. So basically these things will all comes under the soil chemistry to find how the toxic level of contamination is happening and what are the sources that we can go ahead and we can figure it out and how to rectify those things. Causes of soil pollution. Soil pollution can be naturally or due to human activities. However, it mostly boils down to the activity of the human that causes the majority of the soil pollution as a heavy industries or pesticides in agriculture. So the, the main causes of soil pollution is by the human activities. As I said, there is a natural way and there is an artificial way, and this natural way, which comes because of the volcanic eruption or from the earthquakes or from the floods, tsunamis, like that. But when it comes with the human activities, it is worst. It is more worse than the natural because people use different chemicals which totally eradicates the fertility and which totally takes out the minerals. And even if you plant, you will not be able to see anything out of it because it kills not only the minerals and the fertility, it totally takes out everything that's in the soil for generation. Even if you stay there for 20-30 years, you cannot see anything out of it. But that is the biggest problem which occurs on this human activities. And basically majority of the industries or the pesticides, so we all know what is industries. In industries there are so many things that comes out of it because the chemical that has been coming out of the industries is enormous, and we could see there are so many chemical industries which pour out the chemicals into the ground surface of the soil, which really is a big a dangerous one, which is highly toxic and which is hazardous to the human as well as the ecosystem. Pesticides in another hand, because these pesticides have been used in agriculture in order to control the insects, the pests, and things like that. So next one is the pesticides. That is before World War II, the chemical nicotine, chemical present in the tobacco plants were used as the pest controlling substance in agriculture practice. But however, this DDT was found to be extremely useful for the malaria control and as a pest control for many insects during World War II. Therefore, it was used for controlling many diseases. Hence, post-war, people started using it as a pest control in agriculture for killing rodents, weeds, insects, etc., and avoiding the damage due to this pest. However, everyone gradually uh, go to the adverse effect of this chemical, which lead to the ban of this chemical in many parts of the world, for including India. So before World War II, they used this chemical nicotine, which is chemically present in tobacco. So tobacco have this nicotine content. This nicotine content gives you that what greediness, I would say. So this nicotine they used in order to control the pests. But after the World War II, they used this called the DDT, the chemical, which was very good, effective for this control of malaria and other pests. So they used it in order to control, to kill the rodents, weeds, insects, all the things. So moreover, pest becomes resistance DDT due to the chemical regular use. So that means after the using of DDT regularly, when we use this DDT, the pest they become used to it, and because of that, there is no changes happening. Even though they use this DDT, nothing is getting destroyed. So what they did is, hence this led to the introduction of the other chemicals such as aldrin, dieldrin, pesticides. So because there is no dosage, because this dosage is not effective for the pest, what they did is they did a change. So this change is to be introducing a new chemicals, that is aldrin and dieldrin. Pesticides are synthetic toxic chemicals that definitely kill different types of pests and insects causing damage to agriculture. But it has many ecological repercussions. So they are generally insoluble in water and non-biodegradable. Therefore, these chemicals will not gradually decompose and keep on accumulating in the soil. Therefore, the concentration of these chemicals will increase when the transfer of these chemicals take place from lower to higher trophic level via the food chain. So these are generally insoluble in water, which is not soluble, and non-biodegradable. Therefore, these chemicals causes, gradually it decompose and it's keep on accumulating the soil. So basically, this this chemicals which falls onto the soil, it gradually decomposes and it starts to accumulate into the soil. So when it starts to accumulate in the soil, what happens is it also the concentration of the chemical is more, so which in turns lowers the trophic level via the food chain. So hence it is more metabolic and psychological process. Chlorinated organic toxins. This is the harmful effect of DDT and other chemicals lead to the introduction of less persistent organic and more biodegradable substances such as the carbonates and organophosphates. However, these chemicals act as a harmful toxin for nervous. Hence, these are more dangerous to humans. It leads to pesticide related. So, the chlorinated oxygen toxics is something very more effective and which is more harmful. Herbicides. This is slowly the industry began production of the herbicides like sodium arsenite, sodium chloride, etc. So herbicides can decompose in a span of few months. However, even they affect the environment and are not environmental friendly. So because of this pesticides, because of this DET and the usage is more after using of the azrin and dazzling, what happened is these chemicals decompose in the soil, which really intends to kill the. It's more vulnerable to the soil. Because of that, they introduce herbicides by giving like a sodium arsenate and sodium chloride. So, which is something like which decompose in a span of few months. However, even they affect the environment and are not environmental friendly, even though they are not harmful as organochlorides. But most of the herbicides are toxic, so they are known to cause birth defects. So basically, these toxics are very dangerous because these causes a major impact on the birth. People who is using the herbicides, they face this birth issues. So furthermore, research suggests that spraying herbicides causes more insect attacks and disease of plants in comparison to manual weeding. One thing to note here is all the above factory occupies just a small portion of the causes. Majority of the cost is related to manufacturing activities in chemical and industrial process that are released in nature of environment. So basically, it is not recommendable for spraying this herbicides because it attacks insects, that's good, but it also causes disease to the plants. So when this diseased plant has been taken and it's been consumed, we might face this birth defect. So inorganic fertilizers. Excessive use of inorganic nitrogen fertilizers leads to acidification of soil and contaminate the agricultural soil, also known as the agrochemical pollution. So industrial pollution. The incorrect way of chemical waste disposal from different types of industries can cause contamination of soil. Human activities like this have led to acidification of soil and contamination due to the disposal of industrial waste, heavy metals, toxic chemicals, dumping oils and fuel, etc. So because of this incorrect way of chemical waste disposal from the types of industries, it is causing more problem, which is contaminating the soil. Because of the human activities, this leads to the acidification of soil, and which dispose the industrial waste and heavy metals, also and toxic chemicals. Inferior irrigation practices. Poor irrigation method increases the soil salinity. Moreover, excess watering, improper maintenance of canals and irrigation channels, lack of crops rotation, and intensive farming gradually decrease the quality of soil over time and cause degradation of land. Solid waste disposal of plastics, plastic cans, other solid waste falls into the category of soil pollution. So we already discussed all those things, soil pollution, in the earlier videos. So you can go and check those videos for soil pollution. So I'll just go fast on this topic. So disposal of electrical goods such as batteries causes an adverse effect on the soil due to the presence of harmful chemicals. For instance, lithium presence in the batteries can cause bleaching of soil. In urban activities, lack of proper waste disposal, regular construction can cause excessive damage to soil due to the lack of proper drainage and surface runoff. So these waste disposed of by human contain chemical waste from residential areas. Moreover, leaking of sewerage system can also affect soil quality and cause soil pollution by changing the chemical composition of the soil. So with that, we just come to the conclusion. So today we have discussed about the soil pollution, soil chemistry, and also the causes of soil pollution. So this is a reference book. Thank you. We will cover the next topic in the next video.